we are on the final video in this series about joins in SQL. We have talked about inner join, left join, right join, full outer join, and cross join. And finally, we are on the last one, self joins. If this is the first video you're seeing on this channel, probably you're curious about what self joins are and you're clicked on this video. You are welcome. We have created this channel to share the joy of problem solving in data. And if you're a returning viewer, you've seen the other types of join and you also want to understand what self join does, you're welcome also. So back to self join. How does a table join to itself? What is self join? Why do we even need self joins? Well, self join, as its name implies, means that you're joining a table to itself. And why do we need them? In most cases, we need them for hierarchical data or recursive data. So how do you join a table to itself? You're still going to need a column that you're joining on, and you're still going to define a kind of join when you're doing the join. So for example, you're doing a self join. You can either do it with an inner join, a right join, or a full outer join. Usually you would do an inner join because you want only cases where your values exist, right? Now let's see an example for hierarchical data so that you don't get even more confused. Now for this self join, we will be using claim adjusters. Let's see what claim adjusters is like. This is what claim adjusters is like. We have the adjuster ID, the first name, last name, department, and the supervisor ID. And if you look at the supervisor ID, you see that it is similar to the adjuster ID, right? And also, you see that these two guys whose IDs are on the supervisor level does not have any supervisor. So that means they are the highest in the hierarchy. So when we are drawing an hierarchy for this, we have Sarah Connor on top, and we have Mike Rizzo and Linda Hamilton under him. And then we have John Silver on top. Then we have Paul Bunker under him. Now let's paste that query and run it. So you see, I did a left join. This guy doesn't have a supervisor name still because they don't have a supervisor. And you see that the names of adjuster that we had seen before are now coming here as a supervisor name. We didn't need to join to another table to get the supervisor name because the adjuster is also the supervisor. Now let's do an inner join to pick only the junior level guys for this query. So we see every junior level adjuster and their supervisors. So if you're creating a tree with this, it is easier to create your hierarchy chart with this. When you take this to any of your BI tool, you can easily create your hierarchy chart. So I hope you've been able to understand how self-join works and what we use them for. So you see that we joined on supervisor ID and adjuster ID, which were initially on the same table. We don't need another table. That is why we joined it this way, and that is why we used a self join. And this wraps up our series on joins. If you have seen all the videos, or if you have not seen one, or you've jumped one, or this is even your first one, you can go back to watch all the other videos that we have created on joins. Knowing your joins is one of the best things you can do for yourself. When you know the right join to use at what time, it saves you time and stress. Also, it is one of the most common interview questions you will see if you're applying for a role that needs a SQL skill. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments about any of the joins that we have treated. I will be responding to the comments. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, kindly subscribe to this channel. You know that we give you value for your time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.